Hey guys, I just wanted to do an update video on Ethereum, see how everything played out that we planned. So far, obviously we got a nice bounce. If we take a look at the 1 hour RSI right now, we are getting resistance at one of my trend lines here. And if you see where this is what I'm potentially watching for right now, is a potential head and shoulders pattern. If we can break through this line and get a close. This is obviously only on the 1 hour, but I'm thinking it could be a small drop on the 1 hour for a head and shoulders potential, and that'll create that W before we shoot up. I'll show you why I'm thinking this is going to be the case. But if you take a look at what happened so far, we basically caught support on my line, and also looks like we caught support a little bit below it as far as where we were expecting. That 435 didn't hold, and then we came down, which my line was at 429, and we came down to 424. I ended up buying some in around 429 after we came down to the 423. I saw the RSI was perfectly touching on my last line on the hourly. But let's take a look at the 4 hour real quick. So we did catch support on this line down here, but we are getting resistance right now. The MACD looks like it's going to be crossing positive, which is a really good sign for us to push up, probably to test that 468 level potentially. But we don't have much more room on the RSI, so I think we probably are going to come up a little higher and then turn over. All right, so let's take a look at the daily time frame. So as you can see that right now, let me just clean some of this up here. As you can see right now, we are rolling over a little bit on the RSI. So I'm assuming that we're going to be coming down and touching this line here before we blast off. But we're going to have to keep an eye on that. I have a couple reasons why I don't think it's going to go straight up right now from here. But we did make if you guys followed me, you didn't have to, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. But if you did follow me, then we made about 70 or 80 bucks, depending on how many you bought over that course of just that little dip there. I think I ended up cashing out with about 70 or 80 profit just on my Ethereum yesterday. And I did buy that Bitcoin trade too. I'm up on that one right now. But I don't know if I'm going to sell that yet. I'm trying to keep an eye on that. We'll take a look at Bitcoin in a little bit and see where we're at. But there's a reason that I took some profits on this trade here. And I'll get to that in a few. So where we did come down to, it looks like we came down to the 0.5 fib. Or right below my trend line. Yesterday we talked about that potential breakdown of that rising wedge, and the price target was $423, and we literally hit $424. So we were damn close, and I got in around 428, I believe, somewhere 429. So if we come down and touch any of these trend lines, this bottom trend line on the daily, which would be a breakdown of that support line, I'm hoping will hold. We could be coming to 414 bucks. I don't think we're going to be going that low, but if we do, I mean, this could even be the top of this trend line here. We won't know until it starts to play out. And if we come down to this bottom trend line, we could be looking at like 404, which is the 20 daily moving average. So if we came down here, like I was saying, this could be this is the 20 daily moving average, which is really around 403. I'm going to put 404. Sometimes the price doesn't come down and touch it perfectly. But we're going to really have to watch the RSI and see if the first initial spot's going to hold. Now, the reason I'm expecting this thing to come down after it touches around 460 or so is because we're getting a red TD9 flash on the hourly. And if you guys have been watching and following this channel, you guys definitely should know what that means by now, because I talk about it a lot. So on top of this price action on the RSI being at my perfect trend line and the red TD9 flash coming in and how far we spiked up on this RSI, there's a couple different reasons why I don't think we're going to be able to run much higher. We're going to have to reset the oscillators on the RSI on the 1 hour at least first. And I still believe we're going to be going up a little higher, so don't freak out potentially, because we could not even come down to our initial buy-in price. But with these moving average, with these MACD crossing, getting ready to cross, we still have a chance for this price to come up higher. But it's not just going to go straight up. Obviously, we have to have some downsides and whatnot. I only sold half of my position to lock in some gains, just to see, because we're at resistance. Sometimes you have to have a plan. You have to sell when you're at resistance, potentially, just because if you hold on to this thing, you could hold it all the way back down to our entry price and make nothing. It's, for me, I'd rather compound my gains, and that's how you slowly grow your money when you're swing trading. Let's take a look at BTC real quick. So as you see, we spiked up a wick above this trend line here that I have drawn in here. On the daily RSI, we are literally just right at support here. We're just running a straight line across it, and we did touch it the first time, and we got a bounce, and now we're at it again on the daily. Due to that hot pink TD9 flash that was on the Ethereum the other day, well, Bitcoin has one on the daily, and it's been ignoring this thing as well, which could potentially be bringing us down. Now, I was contemplating selling some of mine up in this range because I just made a quick play off of it when I bought it at the 14,480 fib level. I got it somewhere around there, so I'm pretty happy with that position for now. But we are at resistance. Even on the weekly, this RSI is literally at this line, and today's a weekly close. So if we can get a close above this trend line, we're definitely going to be moving up. But if we get a close stopped at this trend line, I think we're probably not going to be able to withhold staying in this triangle, and it's almost like a rising wedge the way I have it drawn it. It did look like it was going to be an inverse head and shoulders there, and the volume is right, but with the signs that we're seeing, I don't think we're going to be able to pull that off. So I'm thinking that it's very possible that we could actually have this whole activity where this right shoulder looks like a shoulder, but it actually is part of the head, and we could be coming up and coming down and creating that right shoulder. But we'll have to watch and see. This is a big parabolic move, and when what comes up must come down. And a lot of people that have been afraid of this thing for so long, they're seeing this thing at $15,000, $16,000, and they're going, I want to buy it now. Motherfucker, you should have bought that shit at 4K like all of us while we sat on this for three years waiting for it to boom. But that's how, psychology works in markets. People don't want to buy stuff until they see it in the massive green, and then they don't want to miss out, and they're afraid, and they're scared, and they start buying, and it shoots the price way up. Well, that's what's going on with it right now. The news is talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Long term, this thing is definitely going up, and I've seen price targets anywhere from $200,000 to $1 million. So, we do have a chance to keep dollar cost averaging. I would recommend for anyone to dollar cost average weekly until you can own one Bitcoin and just keep one Bitcoin away. Do not touch it and save that shit till we're like 40, 50 years old. We're probably all going to be millionaires. You know what I mean? Even if it's sooner than that. The way that this shit's going, it could be sooner than that. But on the 4 hours, we still have this MACD crossing up, so we still have a chance to, go a little higher. I'm hoping that we're going to retest the $16,000 level, and I think we'll probably test pretty close to it. If we break through it, we're going to at least 18,200, and that would most likely mean that we broke through that weekly RSI resistance that we're at right now. So it really depends on where we're going to close today. But there's just a few things that are bothering me with with this price going up that high right now with that pink TD9 flash that we ignored. I think we're going to need some correction. I mean, we could go down to the 13,888 level. We could go down to 12,680, which is another trend line I had drawn in. On the 4 hour, we're getting resistance just like ETH at the same kind of line. So, I mean, that's all I got for you guys for today. Just keep an eye on these price targets and have a great day.